Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. We're starting our June's AMA. In Australia, it's the end of financial year, so it's we could call it end of the year AMA. So we'll be covering off what has happened during the last financial year, achievements, plans, and so on. I'd like to introduce Ima. You met Brand before, but Ima, I'm not sure if she ever worked with us on the AMA. So Ima is our customer success manager, and Ima has been with us from 2019.
2019, yes.
2019, with the pause for maternity leave, and now Ima back with us in the office, which is great. We all missed her, so it's very good that she agreed to participate with us on the AMA.
Thank you, Gennady.
Brent, you guys already met him, but I'll introduce him again. Brent is our CMO, focusing on everything related marketing and wearing a number of hats like we all do, which is not just marketing, it's product management, sales, strategy, pretty much across the board, like everyone in our executive team. So once again, thanks everyone for joining us, and for those who will watch that AMA in the recording. There was a couple of things that I've sort of noted myself that I would like to cover off today, and then we'll have some questions from the community, those that came before the AMA and those that will come in during the AMA. So in terms of the highlights of the last, let's say, 12 months of this financial year. We a couple of days ago just updated. It's the second update during the year, so we actually did two major updates to our website, and I think with each update the website getting better and better. So if you guys have not visited our website for some time, I strongly suggest you have a look. We've made it even, I think, simpler to understand our value proposition for our consumers as well as brands. So please visit the website and give us your feedback, which is very valuable to understand if you see the improvement from your perspective, or if you have any suggestions that we can take into account. Another highlight of this year was improvement in our retention rate. So for any app business, what's the most crucial metrics is the retention rate that you can get from your app users. So if you have X number of people download your app, how many will stay for 30 days, how many will stay for 60 days, how many will stay for 90 days, and how many will continue to use the app. So it's the most crucial metrics that any app-based business looking at, because that's really tells you how good is your product. Are people willing to continue using the product, or you're simply going to be pouring money into marketing, getting new users, but they're not going to stay, and you're going to be just churning your marketing fund. So retention rate is the most important metrics for any app-based platform, and for us as well. So we are very proud to say that we have managed to get into top 5% globally. So there are over 1 million of apps, as you imagine. I don't have the exact number, but a lot of apps across App Store and Google Play. And being in the top 5% is a very big milestone. It's just the beginning. We want to improve. We want to get into top 2% and possibly 1%. But being in the 5% is a very big milestone, shows that the improvements we do in the app it resonate with our app users. So that's something that we are very proud of. The other items I wanted to touch on is improvements in the app itself, which relates to probably our retention rate, is we have implemented video tutorials. So now any app user who just downloaded the app, they are prompted instead of pop-ups as we used to have. We have now developed a very easy to follow tutorial explaining each of the feature of the app, which I think is great. It will help a lot of users to quickly understand how they can get the most out of the app. And so we've just recently released those in-app tutorials. So those who are in Australia, please encourage you to give it a go if you haven't been using the app for some time. I think you'll find those new improvements very helpful, and you'll hopefully enjoy them. The other item is that I wanted to touch on is the new brands. So we have onboarded a number of great brands, and I think the beauty of the results we're seeing is that it's brands across the board. So we work with a number of the small brands as well as a number of the large brands. Particularly for the small brands, and maybe I'll let Brent to help me here with explaining the challenges of the small brands, because for a lot of small brands, they cannot afford tools of the big guys. And for them, being able to partner with someone like Shping is very important. But I'll let Brent to maybe touch on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Gennady. Look, it really is a big challenge for up and coming brands, and I've managed brands ranging from the sort of billion-dollar organizations right down to new startup brands that didn't have the marketing funds or the sort of capital to really get into the space like Gennady mentioned the big brands have. So there's kind of three areas that FMCG or grocery brands can really face big challenges. Number one is really the lack of visibility into who their shopper or their audience actually is. Often they're sort of guessing, they're building personas, because to get the true data like the big brands do, you have to build these really expensive reports and these market research agencies. So often, because they don't hold the relationship, they sell to a retailer who then sells to the end user. They don't necessarily get to have that, sort of insight into who their shopper is at the end of the day. But the small brands that come onto our platform, really can connect seamlessly with their true verified shoppers. So, it gives them an edge in the market. And one thing that's really relevant to that as well, another challenge, is the lack of attribution. So when you go out and you spend money on marketing, one of the things that you want to be able to do is actually say, hey, is this working? Big brands, even if it's digital marketing or a billboard or something like that, they have the, sort of budget and the teams to go and commission, a big study and again, do some market research and understand, how is my performance related to my marketing spend? And really, at the end of the day, for a small brand, you don't really want to be going and spending your marketing budget on things like measurement or, analytics. Really, what you want to do is put it towards what we call working media, is how much of your budget can you actually put towards, stuff that gets in front of your target audience. And so the good thing about our platform, again, in that sense, is that we really competitive in this space because we have a inbuilt reporting and ROI tools as well. We capture so much in terms of data and analytics that can really help brands figure out, okay, if I say this message here to this type of audience, what sort of results am I going to get? So lack of attribution is such a challenge, and we've got some really great options to help solve that. And then the last one really is just around promotions. Aussie shoppers love a bargain, right? So everyone wants to go out and buy brands when they're at 50% off. What people don't realize is that it's the brand that actually funds that promotion. It's not the retailer. So in the case that, the brand thinks, well, I want to get more people to try my product, they end up pouring more money into promotions. But unfortunately, instead of people trialing it and then continuing to buy it on an ongoing basis at full price, so they often switch back to other brands on promotion. So in the end, it ends up becoming quite an expensive exercise for small brands. And again, the big brands have the budgets and the capital to do these things. But when you're just starting out, it's really challenging. So, one of the things that I'm really excited about coming to our platform that the development team have been working on is our ability to work work with brands to execute offers and promotions in a way that will be quite cost effective but very impactful as well. So, at the moment, we've got some really great rewards, and our partner brands give our shopper base, bonus rewards for shopping their products, of course. But what we're going to be able to do is really drive that further in the very near future. So quite excited about that too. But look, there's some of the real challenges that, small brands face. And I think, our platform is a really good opportunity for a lot of those brands.
Thanks, Brent. Now that we've sort of touched on the how we're helping smaller brands, I just want to give some of the names. And in fact, we probably shared that already in the community during the last 6 to 12 months. But I'll just mention a few of the names that came on board on our platform who we're extremely proud of, because that's an indication of the value that we deliver to our brands. The fact that we were able to bring on board such names. So one of them is Coca-Cola with the entire product range, including Fanta, Sprite, and all the other products. Work with Kraft Heinz and the entire portfolio, which they distribute in Australia. Asahi with brands like Pepsi, Schweppes, and a number of other brands. The new brand that is, I think, starting next week is Lavazza Coffee, which is also another well-known global brand. So very proud to be associated with those brands, and we're all very proud that we're able to service such a big place in that industry. I think this, from the sort of high-level highlights of the last 12 months, I think that's those points that I have noted for myself. But I would like to ask Emma to read out any questions that came through the community, and so we can address them as well.
Yeah, so we have had a few come through. So the first one that we have here is someone who's discovered us at the Shping app through Coinbase Learn and Earn. I've been using it for a few months now. I'm already on gold level and absolutely love the app. I understand the value it provides to both brands and users. In the media, there's a lot of talk about the true utility of cryptocurrencies, and I believe Shping is a perfect example. My question is, why isn't Shping more vocal about its solution? It would be very beneficial for the industry to leverage Shping as a demonstration of the utility it offers.
Very good question. And to answer this question, first of all, I think we are a good representation of the true utility of use of the blockchain that actually delivers value to all parties involved. We are vocal to the extent that we have to be vocal in we're marketing our app, we're marketing our solution to brands. We don't do any crypto-specific marketing activity. As those who've been following our project for a while probably knows that we prefer to talk about things that already has happened rather than things that we're planning to implement. And we strongly believe that success in terms of the go viral, become viral, and well-known will come together with the success of the business. And that's why our key focus is to get our utility, to grow our utility, to grow our app audience, to grow our brands. And that's where the majority of the focus is. In nowadays, I think separating the crypto audience and non-crypto audience becoming sort of less and less it's less and less two different audiences. It's becoming one audience. So it's the blend is quite strong there. And in fact, we have a lot of app users who's not using our cash out capabilities and moving their coins straight into Coinbase. So which means that they are crypto savvy, or those who understand crypto, or at least have an account with an exchange such as Coinbase or wallet. And therefore, we with our marketing objective, we are not separating that specific audience for any specific marketing activities. And also we are in Australia at this stage, so there is not much point for us to market outside of Australia, because that's where our audiences is. But as soon as we start rolling out to other countries, rest assured that we're not going to be shy talking about us and getting our name out there, so that more and more people can discover us.
Great. We did have another question. There have been some large transactions from the Shping main account to Coinbase. Could you please clarify what these transactions are related to?
Certainly. So I would assume those that would refer to our first payment to Coinbase for Learn and Earn. So there is a budget that we had to deposit with Coinbase, and from that budget, they're paying rewards to those who participate in Learn and Earn. There are 3 transactions that will take place. So one already been processed, 2 more to go, which will be determined once they use up the first tranche. But they would also be smaller transactions that would represent the payouts to users. So we now support off-chain transactions. So therefore, we do bulk payments to our account into Coinbase, and from there, transfers with no fees are done to users' wallet. So if you're using Shping app and if you've earned, let's say, 1,000 Shping coins and you want to move them out of your wallet to your Coinbase account, it will be our master account with Coinbase will be debited, and it will be moved into customer wallet. If it's a cash out, we have a separate account with Coinbase where we're selling those coins, and the proceeds go into a user's bank account. So those transactions, the big ones would, the one that I think the question refers to, is the funds for the Coinbase Learn and Earn campaign.
Great, thanks, Gilady. And there was one final one that came in ahead of today's AMA. The third one being, I'm based in Germany and unfortunately I cannot use the Shping app. My first question is, are there any plans to offer Shping services in Germany in the near future? Additionally, could you please explain the value proposition of Shping to both companies and consumers in general terms?
Certainly. Yeah, I think it's a very common question about our international expansion. Definitely, the plan is to be everywhere. We are not yet in a position to share a particular timeline and specify which countries we're going to go in first. And to be honest, it's not the information that even we have, because it's determined by a regulatory landscape in different countries, and so there are a lot of things that taking into account, into consideration. But as soon as we have those plans and we can share them, we'll obviously do that without any delay. But it's something that is on our agenda, and we will share those news once they're available. In regards to the tokenomics, as often people would refer to, or the value proposition, how the value is delivered to different stakeholders. If we took a very sort of high-level approach, so for consumers, Shping is the universal rewards app. So if you imagine, if you're a consumer and you're buying in your supermarket 30 or 40 different brands, then you go to your chemist and maybe you buy another 5 or 10 brands there. Then you buy specific clothing from some other brands. For you to be a member of all of the loyalty programs of all of those brands is not practical. Imagine have 100 or 200 memberships, and to keep track on them and to understand how you're going to be redeeming those rewards, and some rewards may not be even substantial for you to worry about. So what Shping is for the app users is a universal platform. So once you download the app, you automatically become a member of loyalty programs of pretty much all of the brands. So for you as a consumer, it's a very easy way to start becoming a beneficiary of payments from all the brands that you making purchases or engaging with, because you as a consumer, you're creating a lot of value for the brands. So if you write a review, it creates a lot of value for the brand. If you have watched their video, also creates a lot of value for the brand, because they're paying now a lot of money to get this video across to you through YouTube, through Facebook, and even then they don't know whether it's whether you have fully watched it, whether you understood what was there, or you were interrupted with something else. So it's a big challenge for the brands to deliver content to the end consumer when they don't have the direct channel of communication with the end consumers. So you as a consumer, you're creating a lot of value for the brand. Even sharing with your brand, what else did you buy today together with their product, what else ended up in your trolley, is a huge benefit. So they're paying a lot of money to buy this data, as Brent mentioned, to understand what their consumers are buying. Are they getting their entire product range, or are they only using one of their product from their product range and the rest they buy from their competitors? So there is a lot of information they need to better position their products. So there is a lot of science behind it, and they need data to make the right decisions. And the difference between the right and wrong decision could be a couple of % in sales, which is going to be making the difference whether they're profitable or they're running a loss. So it's very important for them to make right decisions. So we are allowing consumers to be rewarded for the benefit that they're now delivering to their brands. So value proposition for a consumer is very simple. You become a member, you get rewards for things you already do. So you're already going to shopping, you're already buying products, you're already getting receipts for those products. So by simply uploading the receipt, you already got your rewards for sharing this information with your partner brand, with your favorite brands. But also not only you get rewards for the upload of the receipt, but also for every purchase you've made, because for that brand to know that you have just purchased their product, it's also valuable information, and that's why you are getting rewarded for that. Simply scanning a barcode and accessing product content like videos or product pricing creates a lot of value for the brand. They're paying a lot of money to Google to get those clicks. So instead of paying a fortune to intermediates, they would rather pay that funds to you as a consumer, which is a lot more cost effective, and they get a happy customer, but at the same time they get the data that they need to position themselves better. So from the consumer, we've touched on our value proposition, and from the brand, which we sort of touched on as well, is the ability to discover the end consumer and then reward them and use those rewards to influence their purchase decision, to get them more knowledgeable about their product. So if there are 20 cheese brands in your local supermarket, the one that you are more familiar with, the one that you've tried and you know more about the company, or you sharing their values and so on, this is the brand that you're more likely to make the purchase. And for the brand to educate their consumers is very challenging, and being able to do that on our platform is it's a game changer for them, and that's what we offer our brands.
Thank you. That was it from the questions that came through for today's session.
Awesome. So I think we can probably wrap it up. It was nice and short. I think we are under 25 minutes. Once again, thanks everyone who's passionate about what we do, following us. Make sure that you follow us on Telegram, Twitter. Check out our website. If you're in Australia, please download the app and start participate in growing our community. And looking forward to speaking with you all next month.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Shping.